10 years ago today, a gunman opened fire outside the Nuys Courthouse, shooting at a lawyer again and again at point-blank range. The nightmare played out in front of TV news crews covering the Robert Blake trial. And tonight, you are going to hear the story of that shooting from the deputy who took the gunman down and the untold story of what happened to the victim in the years that followed.
I hear pop, pop, pop.
This is the jaw-dropping video.
And then I realize it's a shooting.
The dramatic pictures were captured by several cameramen.
That made worldwide headlines. It was 10 years ago, October 31st, 2003. A day David Katz will never forget. Katz was the off-duty Los Angeles County Reserve deputy working in traffic court that day. 60-year-old William Stryer unloaded a round of bullets at lawyer Jerry Curry.
And there were people running from the direction of where the shooting was.
Camera crews covering the Robert Blake murder case caught the images of Curry trying to dodge the hail of bullets by taking cover behind a tree. He was begging for his life.
We all looked around and we saw, this guy dancing behind this tree trying to dodge his gunman. After the first two shots, we look up and then we all were scrambling, trying to get our cameras on.
And I wasn't armed at the time. I was in a suit. I'd been working as a judge. So the last thing I wanted to do was get in the middle of a shooting. So I ducked around a corner on Delano Street, just like everybody else was doing.
I got it.
Katz was on the other side of where the shooting went down. At first, he thought a deputy had been shot.
Someone comes running up to a tow truck driver that's just passing the breezeway at the time that this person gets to the street and says, call 911, there's a deputy down. So at that moment I realized I need to get in the fight and help the deputy who's down. So I came around the corner, I pulled out my badge from my suit pocket. So I start walking down the breezeway, and as I'm walking I see this man coming towards me, and he's got his hands in his jacket pocket. And I say to him, where's the deputy who's down? I'm a deputy. And just as I'm approaching him, he, out of the corner of his mouth, says to me, he's back there, he's back there. He doesn't even break stride, and he doesn't even look away.
So he was right here?
He was right in the center of the walkway.
Walking this way or that way?
He was walking this way, away from the shooting, and I literally walked right past him. And as I'm passing him, there is a Court TV cameraman following him. He's got the camera in one hand, and in his other hand he goes, shooter. So I took off my jacket, I dropped my briefcase, I turn around, I literally run as fast as I can, as hard as I can, and I hit him as hard as I can. The only thing that was going through my mind was I'm going to have one chance to get him down, and I'm going to take that one chance. And so I grabbed him by the neck, spun around, and tackled him. A couple of sound engineers jumped on his legs. I was on top of him, trying to get his arms out from under his stomach, because when he fell, his hands were still in his pocket.
Where's the gun? Where's the gun? His right pocket. His right pocket in my jacket. Right jacket. Right pocket.
I'm able to get his hands out and put him behind his back, and we were able to cuff him up.
Did he say anything?
He didn't say anything when he hit the ground.
During the chaos, Curry managed to walk out from behind the tree and then collapsed.
Give me a first aid kit over here, ASAP.
Jerry Curry suffered multiple gunshot wounds, 4 in his arms and 1 in the neck. After his release from the hospital, he had this to say.
I'd never seen Mr. Strider before, and I walked out of the courthouse after the hearing, and a man walked up to me and said, "Are you Mr. Curry?" And I said, "Yes, who are you?" And then he just shot me, and I didn't even see the gun. I heard a pop, and like the blood splattered on I knew I'd been shot because the blood splattered up in my face. And I just instinctively just went to the ground to try to get away from it. I went down and tried to, run away and move so it would be a moving target.
It turns out that day, Curry, a wills and probate lawyer, was in court representing a client in charge of a special needs trust for Stryer. The trustee claimed he was threatening her, so she wanted out.
Stryer was upset that Jerry Curry was being paid out of the trust funds. He felt he should be getting that money. That angered Mr. Stryer.
After he shot this person, I was just shocked by how calm he was, how he just seemed really cool, calm, and collected. He just turned around, put the gun, I believe it went in his right jacket pocket.
How many guns did Stryer have on him?
He had 2. He had the one that he used to shoot Jerry Curry. He emptied that gun. That was in his jacket pocket. And then he had another fresh gun in his back pocket that had not been used yet. What he was going to do with that, nobody knows.
And no one will ever know what Stryer planned to do with that second gun. He was sentenced to 2 life terms for attempted murder and later died in prison. David Katz got the Medal of Valor and is still a reserve deputy in charge of the search and rescue team for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
And thankfully it worked out okay. You don't have an opportunity to really digest it, you just do it.
As for Jerry Curry, we learned he committed suicide about a year and a half ago. His wife, who is still mourning his death, did not want to appear on camera for her story. But she told me that her husband recovered from his wounds, but continued to suffer until his death. She says he had post-traumatic stress as a result of that shooting.
Well, even though it happened so long ago, it's still shocking every time you see that video.
Really
just
is.
incredible, and then even to this day, just a tragic ending all the way around.
And I spoke to his wife, his widow, and she's just still very distraught about what had happened 10 years ago and his recent death.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.